Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of the Lightleaders. We thought we'd record a little episode here because Loren is in Bali. So
Here
for
I
the
am.
record, I've done 2 episodes with Loren Lockman. One was about water fasting, and the other one was a conversation, gentle debate with Professor Spira, where who won? You. Yeah. No, it was a really nice debate and a very gentle conversation.
Yeah.
But we've learned a lot. And now you're here in Bali for 2 days.
I am. I'm here for a week, actually.
What are you doing in Bali?
Eating a lot of durian and visiting a lot of waterfalls.
Okay.
I think I've probably seen a dozen durian at least, and maybe 7 or 8 waterfalls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 of my favorite things.
Simple, but it works.
Yeah.
And I told Lorena it'd be amazing to have a beautiful fasting and also refeeding center, because that's part of the fasting center is how you refeed.
Works better if they get to eat afterwards. Yeah. I think there's a very good possibility that will happen. Yeah. Definitely looking at other locations. The goal is to expand, just to make it more accessible, because people coming from. I mean, it took me 35 hours to get here from Costa Rica, and it's challenging. It's expensive. It's difficult. There are probably a lot of people in Asia that would have a much easier time being able to have this amazing experience if they didn't have to come across the world if we were already here. So that's the idea.
For sure, I'd love to have one. I think Bali would be a good place. And also, we were meant to do a little interview on natural hygiene. So I thought while you're here, I showed you a little bit around. We're doing permaculture.
Beautiful.
I know that's something you're really into also, and you could see straight away, oh, that's a cacao tree, that's a durian tree, and I think it's like that for you. You have that convergence of the fasting and the fruitarian, right?
Well,
because some
sure.
fasting centers, they're all about fasting, but not really.
No, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm clear. My opinion is that there's a natural diet for every species, and that our bodies are meant to eat fruit and soft, tender leaves. And so, I wouldn't want to live in a place, first of all, where I couldn't grow my own food all year long. We're now, in March, it'll be 11 years on our current site, and so, or 10.
I'm actually surprised. A lot of the fruitarians I've interviewed, they live in big cities and they're quite happy. Like I had Ted Carr, had Eli Martyr, Brian Mirabella. I think Josh X wants to move. Professor Spira, like a lot of them are living in big cities.
I didn't know. I don't even know who most of those people are. I lived in a city. The fruit quality is much lower. It's just first of all.
Do you know Vegetable Police?
Yeah.
He did a video recently actually about living in the cold, and he was saying even Doug Graham says he gets better mangoes in the UK than when he was in like Florida. So
that's hard to imagine. I've been in the UK enough that the fruit's not that good there.
Yeah, Doug Graham is another one who's in the UK.
Right. There's for me, you show me around your land here, and it may take a while. I mean, soon. Within a year, you should have papayas and bananas and pineapples. Pineapples take 2 years usually to start. But we're now long enough that every single day of the year, I can pick probably a dozen different fruits off of the trees. And that's amazing, because there's nothing like eating fresh, truly fresh fruit. Fruit that's picked when it's ripe. Not way too early so you can ship it across the world. Makes a huge difference. So for me, those 2 things definitely come together. And a big part of our mission, it's one thing to get somebody through the fast, but if they leave Tanglewood without really understanding how to meet their body's needs as well as possible, they're not going to get the long-term benefits that they could get. So part of my mission is to educate people, so when they leave, they know exactly how to meet all their body's needs as well as they can.
Talking about Casey from Vegetable Police, I remember he did a 21-day water fast and then broke it with raw eggs.
Yeah.
And ended up at the hospital, almost died.
Right.
And I remember he did a video recently about, he was doing a detox called Zen Cleanse. And he said, it went way deeper than my 21-day water fast. But that's because most of the mucoid plaques you get out is through the refeeding, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
So he missed that.
Well, right. He probably didn't get any of that stuff out. And the truth is, most people don't get it out anyway, unless they do it properly. I'm not sure if you saw some of the comments I think, I can't remember now if it was on one of our videos or if it was on the one with Spira.
Yeah.
But there was someone saying mucoid plaque doesn't exist.
Yeah, that was the Raw Advantage. He has a YouTube channel, and he said he'd do a documentary.
Yeah, but based on what? It's opinion. He has no experience. I mean, it's just opinion. You know, I've got a doctor who's working with me who would have said the same thing 6 months ago. 5 months ago, she completed her fast with me, and she's had 5 to 6 bowel movements every day since then. Every day for 5+ months. She'll tell you, "Oh no, this is real. This is what it is. It can't be anything else." You know, it's pretty clear to those people who actually go through it. But anyway, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, if you break a fast improperly, or even fast without getting enough water in, your lovely friend we were just talking to just completed a short fast. Chances are good she didn't drink enough water. Most people don't. You have to really understand how to interpret daily vital signs. I mean, she probably didn't even take them. You know, we're looking at daily vital signs to see if someone's actually getting the water they need.
Is that something you can easily track yourself? Like if I do remotely with you, for example?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. What happens is you need a blood pressure monitor, a thermometer, a scale. If you can get a good bioimpedance scale, it's very cool. Because we can actually see you drink 5 liters of water. I can show you where the water's going.
Okay, I'd love to.
I mean, it's very cool. Yeah, it's amazing.
Did you bring one in Bali?
I have in the past. I have in the past traveled with one, but our device is actually glass, and I don't want to break it.
You should have told me. I would have maybe bought one. But anyway, as we're into natural hygiene and talking about fasting, because I know you've pushed the natural hygiene pretty far in many things, and we can go quickly into it.
Yeah.
But actually, with fasting, that's one of the things some fruitarians say, for example, who are into natural hygiene, and they say, well, if I listen to my body, maybe sometimes it wants to fast, but it rarely wants to fast on water 21 days. So why? How do you justify, if you look at animals, for example, they probably wouldn't, if they're healthy, go on 21 days? And personally, that's a question I had more for myself. I feel healthy. I want this year to experience a 21-day water fast. But a part of me feels like, well, if I listen to my body, should I really do that?
Sure. It's a great question. It's a common question. I mean, it makes sense. It's a question that people who think about this stuff really think about it, come up with. But here's the thing. Ultimately, the goal, I think, should be perhaps to get to the place where you can listen to your body and actually properly interpret its messages and follow them, heed them. Because I like to think I'm pretty smart. You're pretty smart too. I guarantee you, we're both morons compared to our bodies. Our bodies know everything about their needs. You and I, not so much.
Well, why does my body doesn't? I feel my body doesn't want to go into a 21-day water fast right now. It wants to eat fruit.
Exactly. The reason why, there's several things going on. But this is the part you have to be clear about. So ultimately, that's the goal, is to get to that place. But you can't get there until you get the garbage out. Because if you grew up eating are you from Quebec or France?
France.
Okay, so if you grew up eating a conventional French diet, lots of croissant and chocolate.
Yeah, and pollution in the air, and I get all of that, but that's the same argument as the people who are really into detox and say, oh, take turpentine or do enemas or all that.
No, but it's not the same. It's not the same because...
Well, they would say also, well, yes, that's not so natural, but because we've been living an unhealthy lifestyle, we need to do that to get rid as much as possible.
But listen, again, I mean, I get it. A lot of people think I'm arrogant. It's okay. I don't care. That's fine. You believe whatever you want. I don't think there's anyone alive who's supervised as many long fasts as I have today. I mean, Alan Goldhammer at True North doesn't supervise fasts. He runs a business. He doesn't, he's got physicians who are there for 6 months learning, who are actually attending to you. Some of his clients never even meet him. Okay, I'm personally working with every person and have now for 27 years. And so the thing is, we can get all the benefits we need without drinking turpentine, without doing enemas, which are, I mean, the gut,
Don't you think can go faster though? Because that's a bit like Spira, for example's argument, or people who do GI brooms or something. It's like, well, for example, 2 years ago, I did the Zen cleanse, and I can't be totally sure if it was mucoid plaques, but I feel in one day I could get rid of quite a bit of mucoid plaques, and that's what vegetable police talks about also.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why not do that then first, and then
Yeah.
I feel like it might have helped me then to go on my
Well,
fruitarian
it's
path.
possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I mean, again, all I can say is we're often the place of last resort, right? I mean, what we do is pretty radical.
Yeah.
And when I say what we do, if you're not familiar, our average fast is 26 days.
Yeah.
We're talking about, long fasts. Every session we have 2, 3, 5 people going 35 days, 40 days, even longer. Okay, that's pretty radical. And most of the people who come to me have already tried everything else.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of people who've done the Zen cleanse.
Yeah.
And yet every single one of them eliminates pounds and pounds or kilos and kilos of old hard material every single time. So I'm confident because of that. I mean, listen, I don't actually need to be right about this. It's just that the evidence is showing us over and over again this is what's happening. If I believed it would be better to do the Zen cleanse, I'd say do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's actually a similar logic, and it's part of a detox. The fasting, just you find as from what you've observed, it's the most effective.
It's the most effective, and it's the problem with doing anything else where we're manipulating the body is we're creating unintended side effects. So these cleanses may be negatively affecting the gut biome.
And I thought about it, maybe like removing too fast my mucoid maybe is a problem.
Maybe it is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even convinced that that's what you're removing, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. I mean, I think many people have stuff that's slowly moving through the system, and that's what comes out. It's hard to say. But again, I think coming back to the original question, the point is that when we get to a certain place, when you get your body clean, you get the garbage out, and you get yourself hydrated, now you can trust your body's messages. And it's funny, I've been in situations where people said, aren't you going to eat? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to eat. I'm tired. And my body would rather be rest than eat. And most people just eat because, oh, look, it's time to eat. Yeah. Or eating gives them some energy. We talked about that today. I drank a juice to have some energy because I'm going to be going all day. I've got meetings, appointments all day today. But the truth is, when my body's tired, it doesn't want food. When my body's healing, it doesn't want food. And I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but there's another school called Nature Cure. And the Nature Cure people are the ones who say, well, if your body's not calling for a fast, then don't do it. Yeah. You should only fast where there's an acute crisis. But here's the thing. Clearly, if you have 102 degree, well, let's see, what would that be in Celsius? I don't know. 40 degrees. If you got a 40 degree temperature, your body is not going to want to eat. If you have some serious pain, some serious issue, your body's probably not going to want to eat. Whenever there's an acute crisis, every organism, not just humans, 25 million animals instinctively stop eating because we're programmed to understand that it takes too much energy to process food if the body needs to heal. The thing is, no other species on the planet has systematically poisoned their own bodies and dehydrated themselves over the course of 20, 30, 30 years old?
32.
32, 62 years old.
Yes, young.
No, right. No other species is doing that. So we put ourselves in the situation where even though the body can't call to stop eating with a chronic condition because you never eat.
Yeah, and I get it. And it's even like sometimes people say, oh, I listen to my body. But also, what if your body is full of parasites? For example,
well, exactly.
And that influences what you want to eat. It's a tricky one.
If you're addicted to heroin, cocaine, alcohol, nicotine, sugar, excess protein, your body's going to tell you to consume those things. And so, when people say, well, this is what my body says, okay, great. We do want to get to that place. I think we can get most people there in 4 to 6 weeks. It doesn't have to take 20 years. Yeah.
And Loren, because I want to keep it quite short today, I also wanted to ask you, how far do you push the natural hygiene? So, for example, it sounds like almost the only thing that you do that's not, let's say, almost like what a chimpanzee would do is drink more water and do the water fast. But apart from that, it's the ideal lifestyle is be out, more natural exercise.
That's right.
Eating like a tropical monkey kind of in the jungle. Yeah. Do you do anything for example, scraping your tongue in the morning? So we talked about spira, the enemas, but then there are things that are more light, scraping your tongue, or doing a netty pot.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't, but I'm not against it. First of all, I tell my clients, because one of the things that happens is people are going like, sometimes people say the water tastes bad. I'm like, yeah, this person right next to you is drinking from the same jar of water, and they don't have a problem. It's not the water, it's your mouth. So it does help to take a wet toothbrush or a tongue scraper. You can gently brush it or scrape the tongue, get some of that film out of there. It'll taste better. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a client right now who's a health coach and a successful businessman. He's in the supplement business, and he's doing a neti pot because he's had tons of mucus. And he said to me yesterday morning, he's fasting with me right now remotely, and he said to me, I eliminated, an unbelievable amount of mucus from my nose by using a neti pot. Okay, great. If that helps, I think it's probably okay.
Well, it's quite similar, a bit similar to the enema then.
It is, except that we don't, and honestly, I'd still rather not do it. He said to me, what do you think? I said, I wouldn't recommend it. But
probably not as sensitive with electrolyte and bioorganisms.
No, exactly. I don't think we're putting ourselves in the same danger as we are with the digestive tract. Yeah.
And you also stopped using toothpaste?
Absolutely. I gave up toothpaste.
I tried it, but I think my girlfriend smelled it and I went back to toothpaste.
But if you get your body clean enough, it doesn't happen. I gave up toothpaste, soap, deodorant, shampoo. I know I don't need it now. I had a ponytail 30 years ago. I had long hair. I stopped using all those products. There was no need for them anymore. And it's funny, I'll tell you a very quick story. I had done a full-day seminar in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada. And 3 months later, I was back as a keynote speaker for a big event in Vancouver at Earth Save International. And a young man called me. It's funny because this is with a conversation today. He called and he knew I was staying there because I always stay at the same place. And he called and he said, Loren, I don't know if you remember me. I was in your seminar. It was a weekend seminar. I was in your weekend seminar 3 months ago. I wonder if you might want to have lunch. And I don't have a lot of free time. I work a lot. I value my free time. I didn't know who this guy was. I wasn't that excited about having lunch with him, to be honest. But he said those magic words. He said, I have fresh durian. And I said, come on over. I was in the backyard of this house. He comes around the corner. He's probably still 50.
Oh, I wish you talked about it on your YouTube channel.
50 meters away. I could smell him coming.
It wasn't the durian.
He comes over to me and he walks over. He says, guess what? I said, what? He said, I stopped using soap and shampoo. And I said, I know. And it's probably premature.
So do it when you're clean.
Yeah. After fasting, you won't need it anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Same with shampoo.
Yeah, same with shampoo. Your scalp will balance itself, even with long hair.
With deodorant, I stopped and I don't feel like I haven't had.
My girlfriend says I smell like fruit most of the time.
And when I drink pu'er tea, I've had people say I smell like pu'er. Pu'er is a kind of tea.
Okay, I don't know what it is.
Okay, so and same with like exercise, bit of be in the sun, do more natural exercise.
Well, I think any kind of exercise is okay.
Well, I use like an aircon gym.
I used to lift weights, and I injured myself many times. And I finally thought, you know what, I'm going to stop using weights because I'm an idiot, and I'll try to lift more than I can. I'll hurt myself. When I do body weight exercises, which is what I do now, I'm far less likely to hurt myself. So I think natural's better from that perspective. Because you're just less likely to hurt yourself. You still can. Anything that, if there's something, if you love lifting weights and you're careful, that's fine. You can get a good workout. It's interesting. I was just watching a video looking at, you probably know Plant Choppers. Have you seen this guy? Chris, older guy who does great videos. He's a vegan. And he did a series of 3 videos looking at what famous health promoters, how long they lived. This is people who are gone, how long they lived. And it was interesting because, there's the whole vegan and carnivore thing. All the people promoting carnivore, most of these people died young. All the people who were vegans lived much longer. It was really clear watching this. And he was talking about some of the youngest guys were bodybuilders. There's whole documentaries about how early bodybuilders die. It's as I've always said, it's not beneficial to you to carry much more muscle mass than you need.
It's like why you want to choose. Or you want to be super bulky, obviously the extreme of that, taking steroid drugs, and
Exactly.
it's going to work short term, but in the
Exactly.
long term, it's not that great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in order to get there,
Mm.
in order to have unnaturally large muscles, you're going to have to eat excessive amounts of protein.
Mm.
That shortens your life alone. There's all kinds of things.
I'm excited to do more of those gentle debate, as we call them, because I know there's like, for example, I was checking out Fasting with Trevor. He's a guy who does a lot of dry fasting.
Uh-huh.
I think that could be a great conversation. And also soon I'm going to interview a guy called Shane Sterling. I don't know if you know him. He's like
I know who he
looks
is.
like 30. He's been on Gillian Berry's channel. And he's very close, raw vegan, but he's also more into the superfoods and
Right.
and
Protein powders. He's
no,
a big guy.
He's not that much on protein.
No.
More fat though, maybe 20-25%, not huge.
Mm-hmm.
But a bit more juice and a bit more like superfood smoothie, but not so much of protein.
Yeah.
But I think there's but there's a lot of people looking really young in that raw vegan and looking very vibrant, which is cool.
Absolutely.
I think just on the teeth, I remember you stopped brushing your teeth with toothpaste and you had cavities that
I did.
Like you went to see your dentist and it got way better. Yeah?
That's correct. I wound up having probably 8 or 10 of them. The fillings were gone and the teeth had actually filled themselves back in.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the signs I look at, it's like even when I started going more fruitarian, I used to have white on my nails, so that went away.
Right.
And last time I remember, so I went to the dentist 2 years ago, I had 4 cavities, I only filled 3.
Right.
And the other one I procrastinated, and I went a few months ago, and he didn't tell me anything.
Yeah, it's filled in, and they'll do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to be it for today. It's been really cool to have you here. Just as you're in Bali, what's the best water to drink in Bali? Because I want to water fast here. Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't spent enough time here to work that out. I mean, honestly, last time I was here and this time, I'm staying within a couple 100 meters of Alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I've been doing is buying those expensive bottles of spring water from them.
Okay.
Because it's good.
Yeah. Is it Balian?
Yeah.
Yeah, Balian. But you can get the 20
Big.
liter. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's $3.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that all? $3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we love Alchemy, but yeah, sometimes not the best for buying small bottles of water.
Right.
Yeah. What do you eat at Alchemy?
Last night, I went in there. I dropped my laundry off, the organic laundry just behind here, and was going back, and I didn't have anything produce in my place. We'd had a bunch of rambutans and some mangosteens and a bunch of durians, but we'd eaten all the fruit. Yeah. So I thought, I'll get a salad. And I had the Alchemy Lover salad.
Okay.
But I also ate a Mediterranean wrap, which is
I like this one. Yeah. And at Moksha, what did you have?
The what?
At Moksha.
Oh, at Moksha. That food is so delicious. I don't feel as good.
It is, but it's
a little heavy.
Yeah, I found like if I get the raw, like lasagna, for example, super oily. Or then some things, it's like things, I guess you get the same. Everything is easily super oily, super salty, super spicy.
Yeah. No, I think it's absolutely.
But it's amazing.
It's the stimulants in the food that make it taste the way it does. I had it was a pumpkin, I can't remember what they call it.
Like pumpkin rolls. Like raw pumpkin rolls.
Exactly. It's so good. And Jeff and I shared an order of sushi. And that's also really good. Some of the best, probably the best raw vegan sushi I've had.
Yeah, super fresh. Is it jicama instead of the rice?
It's jicama. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's funny. I don't normally. I'm lazy. I don't. For me, dinner. I'll take a couple of papayas, cut them in half, scoop out the seeds. I'm done. I'm not preparing food like this.
Yeah.
But when I'm here, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. It's not easy to walk.
Yeah.
I'm on a scooter. It's not easy to carry stuff. Yeah. The easiest thing is just go over there and get a salad. So I wind up eating in restaurants much more than usual.
Okay. Well, I mean, enjoy. It's nice sometimes.
It's a short break. I'm here for a few more days.
Well, that was Loren in Bali. We're excited to have you here. We hope there's a center soon. And I'd love to go to Costa Rica also to your center.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, I hope you can make it.
It's strong. We had a conversation with friends before. Always a strong connection, Bali, Costa Rica.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Communities. Anything else you want to share?
No, I don't think so. It's a pleasure to be here with you. It's great to meet you in person.
Thank you, Loren.
I look forward to seeing you again.
and looking forward to our fast
Take
together.
care. Yeah, sounds good.